Berry Meat, and welcome to Witchy Wednesday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube. Moderating today are the lovely Diane and the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. We have a premiere at 11 a.m. of the addendum to the Basic Angel Magic Lesson 2 from Module 2. And that's called The Call of the Ibis. And so if you're interested in watching that with us, I hope you join us for that premiere at 11 a.m., just under 40 minutes from now. I did connect this live stream to that, so you should be able to just hang out until the end of the exit music, and it will dump you into either a link or right onto the watch page. Our website is located at arielscorner.com, arielscorner.com. Please make sure you check that out so that you can avail yourself of all of our free courses, our free booklets, our free lectures, our free guided meditations, and all kinds of wonderful articles and cool things. We also have a podcast hub, which makes it easier to navigate some of our different podcasts, and that's located at arielspodcasts.com, arielspodcasts.com. If you'd like to support this channel, you can donate by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga, or on YouTube, you could always use a super sticker or super chat if you're live, or a super thanks if you are watching on a restream. You can also visit our shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. We have t-shirts, mugs, and beanies, and we'll be getting some more stuff in there over time. We do have a few new t-shirts and mugs that might interest you, so check it out. All right, let's get going with this here today. Oh, just as a reminder, we do have a chat thread open. If you have any questions for me, put them right in the chat thread. I will do my best to get to them before the end of the stream. Let's start out with a little meditation. I could use a grounding. If you're in a place where it is safe and appropriate, please close your eyes and take some nice, long, slow, deep, relaxing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. With every inhale, feel more light and peace entering your body and mind. And with every exhale, allow all the tension in your body to just release, along with anything in your mind that you do not want. Inhaling peace, exhaling as you let go. We picture ourselves on top of a beautiful mountain in the center of a circular grove of trees. In the center of our circle, a bonfire blazes forth, lighting us and the grove with a sacred golden light. This is the light of perfect love and perfect trust, and it easily and effortlessly burns away everything unlike itself, leaving us safe and serene. We invoke the presence of our Creator. To many of us, our Creator reveals themselves to be a mother and father, a god and goddess. We also call upon our angels, our guides, and our teachers. We ask that we be guided as we walk upon the way, helping us to become happier, more peaceful, more magical, and more loving people. Blessed be. I did get a new modem, so knocking on wood, we shouldn't have any more dropped streams. At least not for a while. All right, today we're going to work on some color talismans. These are very powerful and very simple. Don't let the simplicity fool you. Sometimes this can work very effectively and very quickly. So I don't have any active talismans going, so we'll do 3, and we'll just keep those active for a while. And so if you want to be part of these talismans, just put yourself in the receiving end of it. Even though I put all viewers as the name on here, it's not just going to reach out to you and do things for you. Think of it like a radio broadcast. You're not going to, just because the broadcast is available to you, it's a strong signal, you're not going to receive the broadcast unless you tune into that station. And so the way you tune into the broadcast of these talismans is by simply intending to. Just if you have that intention, you don't have to do anything ritualistically even. Just accept it. Just say, yes, I want this, and then you'll get it. All right, so let's start out with a, everybody's always asking for money. So let's do a talisman for financial wealth. We'll do a very simple version of this talisman for financial wealth, and I will use a green color for this color. So we'll do 3 different kinds of talismans. They are all based on the same idea, going from the most simple to a little bit more complex. I'm going to put this little protector underneath here just because I'm going to use some alcohol markers, and that way I don't have the alcohol going all over my pentacle, coloring it. It's black, but still, you can still see it. No, I'm not using any measurement harmonic. I'm just kind of winging it. I'm eyeballing it. I did go ahead and mark the center of these squares beforehand so that we could save a little bit of time. You don't need a compass to do this. You could use a jar lid or something like that. I was going to do that, but my jar lid is a little bit small, and I wanted to utilize the bulk of the space on this paper, so I'm using the compass. So I'm going to start with you can do it if you only have like a black pen and some crayons, that's fine, or a black pencil. You can do the color outline. Excuse me, you can do the circle outline in plain black or something if you have to, but since I have a green, I'm going to use a green. Now I'm just going to write in the center here. Now you can use a black pen, you can use a green pen. I'm going to use a red pen just because it's the opposite of green, and that way when I color over it, it should give me that effect. Now with this, I'm just going to write the keyword. I'm not going to write anything else. So I'm going to do the keyword of wealth. That's just the bulk of it. That's it. And I'm only going to use one shade of green. So I think I'll use a sort of deep shade of green to color it in. And you just accept the feeling of this color. The best thing to do while you're coloring is just feel like this green light is moving out through every aspect of your body, mind, and affairs. You don't worry about whatever your problem is. You don't worry about anything. You just consider this green light. You can use crayons. You can use pens. You could use watercolors. You could use paints. You could use colored pencils. Whatever you want to use to color is fine. There's no right way or wrong way. I like these alcohol markers for these streams because they're, for one thing, they're fast. It doesn't take quite as long to color. And they're a little bit more vibrant, so they tend to show up on the screen better. But I don't consider them more powerful or anything like that. I love to use the crayons and the colored pencils as well. I don't use too many paints here just because this is an office, and I don't want the mess of all of it. But I do love working with paint. I just don't do it too much on these streams. So just, coloring it in. It's really that all it is. It's really all it is just coloring in. And you want to make sure you color over your words. And you get a little high because these alcohol markers are white alcohol, so you get a little drunk. They're actually non-toxic. Somebody was saying, oh, you shouldn't be using those. They're too toxic. No, these are non-toxic. The alcohol markers don't have any chemicals other than white alcohol, or white spirit, they call it. It's less toxic than rubbing alcohol because there's no denaturing in it. So you're fine. But you can get a little bit drunk if you're not careful. And it doesn't have to be anything specific. I mean, it doesn't have to be super colored in. I like to make sure that the white space is gone. This is because I want to feel like, as I'm doing this, I'm incorporating this green light throughout my situation, whatever it happens to be. This is good. And these alcohol markers tend to lighten a bit as they dry. So a couple coats is probably not a bad idea, but one is fine. How easy was that? And a lot of this will just kind of, as it dries, it should smooth out a little bit on its own. Okay, so there's our wealth talisman. How easy was that? So put this to the side. Okay, let's do one that's a little bit more complex. None of these should ever be too complex. The idea of this is that you want the color to do the work for you. But let's see, why don't we do one for, why don't we do one to heal relationship? So let's say that there's, even if you don't have a problem with a relationship, let's just do a harmonious relationship so that can heal conflict or just bolster up the current harmony in a relationship. So I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to use pink, and I'm going to actually work with Ariel specifically. Let's just use the back of this real quick to see. It's more of a coral, and this is more of a fuchsia, I think. I think I'm going to use the fuchsia just because I like the brightness of it. Okay, we'll start out with our circle. Might be a bit big here. Let's pull it in. That'll work. Okay. For this one, the only thing different that I'm going to add to this is I'm going to do a name. I'm going to put a name in there. Actually, I'm going to do the whole, I'm going to use the whole basic talisman format for this. I think also for this, I might use this light green. Now, if you are using like a crayon or something like that, and it completely covers up the word and you can't read it, absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry if you can still read it. It's not necessary that you be able to read the writing after it's been colored over. Either way is fine. So the name of the person is all viewers. I'm going to use peace, just like we do with our basic talisman. And I'm going to do harmony. Oh, no, I'm going to do love. What am I doing? Love for Anael's quality, and then harmony. Just as a reminder, what we do is we start out with the name, and then we put 3 keywords. The first keyword I always use is peace. Then I use the quality of spirit that happens to be governed by the angel I'm working with, or the quality, the planet I'm working with, and that's love because it's Venus. And then harmony is what I'm desiring. Now, I can, if I want to, I can put the symbols for Venus and stuff around here, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to end up cutting this out. All right, so let's use pink. Let's do a dark fuchsia. There's this one. Oh, that's violet. I'm going to do a dark one, though. Oh, here we go. See if this is too dark. Just use the back of this real quick. No, it's a little bit dark. I think it'll be okay. Oh yeah, I like it. I'm just, again, using just one shade We'll do the last one. We're going to use shading for the last one, and that'll take us a little bit longer. It's just another way you can do it. One is not more powerful than the other necessarily. It's just personal taste and aesthetic and how much you want to do and how much you want to get involved. But if you only have a second, just a quick word inside of a circle, take your crayon and color it in. And then if you have time, you can burn a candle on top of it. If you don't have time, just put it on a bookcase or something and let it broadcast that color to you. The most important thing, I think, well, I don't know about the most, but a very important part of it is to actually feel like this color is permeating you. So as you're coloring it, just see this light, this pink sort of fuchsia light is going all throughout every aspect of myself and then the relationship for which I'm doing this talisman. Or if it's not a relationship, if you just want general harmony, that's fine. But you see how we're not using real descriptive petitions and things like that. That's not the point of this. This is pure seed thoughts through the color itself. The color itself is doing all of the work. The color is intelligent enough to know what our situation is, what we need, what we want. If you want to, you could also write those keywords, etc., in the middle in the color that you are coloring it so that they do kind of disappear if you want to. I just kind of like having that little bit of contrast in there. It's personal preference. I love these kinds of talismans. They just work so fast. Sometimes people are shocked at how quickly they work because they don't expect anything so simple as coloring in a circle to do anything. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it happened. Okay. This ought to do it. You can't even really see it in there. Sort of. Okay. Let's do one that's a little bit more complex now. I'm going to go ahead and use the same format for the inside of the talisman as I did on this last one. We just have to figure out what we want. Let's see. Maybe we could do one on let's see, what do we want? Oh, healing. Why not? Why not healing? So let's do a healing talisman, and I'm going to use kind of a goldish, I'm going to do yellow gold for that one. So that's Mercury and or Mikael. They both work well with healing. Mercury is Raphael's more of the medicine side of healing, and you can use Mikael also just for general, like spiritual healing as well. But see, well, let's see what we want to do. This yellow is not really going to show for you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe it is. You can't really see that. That's okay. That's why it's Mercury. It's just very mercurial. Yellow is. Okay, so let's see. I want to do, I'm going to use, I think I'll use this blue, this sort of a pale blue in here. And I'm going to do all viewers. We'll do peace. We'll do, I'm going to go ahead with Mercury, so we'll do intelligence. And we'll do health. And then I'm going to just put some symbols in here. I'm going to put a Mercury symbol here. I'm going to put his 2 signs here as well. So I'll do a Virgo, and I'll do Gemini. I almost did Libra. I don't know what was wrong with me there. Okay, so I'm going to do some shading on this one. Let's see. There's this Y, 2, 6, and 8. I think these 3. I'm just going to do 3 colors. So I'm going to do it moving from light to dark. So let's just start with this 2, which is the lightest of these yellows. And just right over this writing. This whole idea is not to necessarily make a pretty talisman, although the colors are pretty. It's to imbue your experience with the color itself. Visualizing this beautiful yellow healing light moving out throughout every part of the mind, body, and affairs. If it comes out pretty, that's great. But it's not something that is, you're not going to get graded by an art teacher or anything like that. I always talk about the spirit of the color. And people get a little weirded out by that. Well, what's the name of the spirit? Well, the name of this spirit is yellow. So there's a spiritual intelligence and life within the colors themselves. Now, if you wanted to, you could sketch out different layers, but I'm just going to eyeball it. You can, and the circle doesn't need to be perfect either. You can just eyeball the circle. You don't have to have a perfect circle if you don't want to. But you can. There's either way is fine. But if you wanted perfect layers, you could do concentric circles like with a pencil and then just color over them. But I don't see the need for that. I think in the Color Magic course, I actually have printouts that have those concentric circles for those that do want to do that. And you can just print it out and they're in a light gray color. So that's an option too. And I'll do one in the middle here too. Blend this a little bit. The yellow, as it dries, it becomes more yellow. When it goes down, it's kind of a little dirty looking almost. Sometimes the yellow is the culprit of picking up the ink underneath too. So if it gets a little gooey and icky, that's fine. It's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. The yellow of all of the the colors tends to be the most problematic when it comes to that, picking up the writing underneath. But I just go with it. I don't mind it. I just see this yellow as being everywhere, all over me. Okay, and there's that. It's not that pretty or anything, but it works. All right, so now what we're going to do is cut these all out. Normally you do this on, well, I like to do them on the day of the week that governs whatever the issue is. But it's okay if it's not. And we also happen to be on Wednesday, which is sort of a catch-all day because it's ruled by Mercury, which sort of is since it's the messenger of the gods, so to speak, it will always be an appropriate day. One of the reasons why I chose Wednesday for Witchy Wednesday wasn't just because of the name went together. It's because I knew, if necessary, if I needed to, even though it's all for demonstration purposes, but if I needed the energy of a particular day of the week, it was all covered by Wednesday. The only problem with that is that a lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just use Mercury for everything. And which you can, it's just, you get more out of something when you put more into it, in my opinion. So, not to say that everything needs to be hard and complicated, but it's always good to do your best. But yeah, if you can't figure it out, or if you need a catch-all day, Wednesday is a great day. Okay, we're almost done with this part of this boring process. And then I'm just going to light some candles on everybody. Okay, may wealth be a part of your life in the most wonderful way possible. May you have harmony in your relationships in the most wonderful way possible. And may you have absolute health, both in mind and body, in the most wonderful way possible. And I'll just leave these candles burning. If you were using regular candles, you want to let it burn down and out. If you're using LEDs, you can simulate that by keeping it on for a minimum of 1 hour. You can use the colors related to colors of candles related to the colors that you're using on your talisman, or you can also just use a white candle. All right. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope you use this technique, and I hope you have the same kind of success that I've always had with it. And let me see if we have any questions before we end this stream. Can you put an affirmation in the talisman? You can do anything you want. So if that affirmation is an idea that you like, absolutely put that in there and then cover that with a color. Absolutely. I like seed words for this just because I think it drops into the deep mind easier. But if you like an affirmation, you go for it. And you may want to try different methods and see which ones give you the best results too, you know? So are we supposed to also do this ourselves at home, or just tap in to receive this energy to receive? Either way you want. I put your name in here so you can just tap into this to receive, and if you want to do your own, you can do that as well. Alrighty, I guess that's it on the wonderful questions. Thank you for those, and I hope to see you over at the premiere in just 14 minutes from now. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Diane and the lovely I Am Her Eminence, and I see the lovely Dre in here as well. Thanks again, moderators, and thank you again to everybody for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for Thrilling Thursday. See you at the premiere. Blessed be.